GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Wildwood. Home sales are holding steady with 41 properties changing hands, and tomorrow's beach weather promises sunny skies and gentle surf. Traffic's clear and our beaches are ready with new accessibility services. Crest Arts Pavilion kicks off family fun nights this week. Over to you, Jake.
The Crest Arts Pavilion Family Fun Nights kick off Thursday evenings at 6 p.m., featuring live local bands, interactive art stations, and complimentary snacks for all ages.
The pavilion sits on the boardwalk near the ocean front, provides wheelchair-accessible seating, and offers free water stations throughout each family fun evening.
Admission is free. Families may pre-register online at the Wildwood community portal, and the night includes a showcase of artwork created by local elementary students.
Lots to get to, Jessica, and the day's full of stories, but first, let's dive into the news and bring you the latest updates from across Wildwood. Good evening, Wildwoods. NJ101.5 is on the air with today's Jersey Shore weather and surf outlook for the New Jersey shoreline. Early morning tides are expected to be calm, offering a pleasant start for sunrise walkers along the dunes. The station reports that sunshine is expected across the beaches, boardwalks, and bays, with temperatures climbing into the high 70s and light breezes off the Atlantic. Wave heights are described as gentle to moderate, ranging from 1 to 3 feet, making conditions suitable for swimmers, families, and surfers alike. The forecast also notes that humidity will remain comfortable and that any isolated showers will be brief. With the combination of warm air and manageable surf, beachgoers can plan a day that balances relaxation with safe water activity. NJ101.5 reminds listeners to stay aware of changing conditions and to follow any local safety advisories while enjoying the coast.
An intense high-pressure ridge is locking scorching air over the United States, a phenomenon meteorologists describe as a heat dome. The pattern, which intensified today, is pushing temperatures well above normal across much of the country, from the southwest to the northeast. The dome forms when descending air compresses and heats, preventing cooler breezes from reaching the surface. Experts say the sustained heat raises the risk of dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke, especially for vulnerable populations. Hospitals in several states have already reported an uptick in heat-related cases. Residents are urged to drink plenty of fluids, limit outdoor activity during peak heat, and recognize early signs of illness. The National Weather Service has placed much of the nation under excessive heat advisories, and the dome is expected to linger through the weekend.
Today, NJ101.5 aired a quick guide for anyone heading to New Jersey's beaches, highlighting everyday habits that can spoil a sunny day and offering simple fixes. The station points out that blasting music at high volume often disturbs nearby families, so using a modest speaker or headphones keeps the vibe pleasant. Leaving trash behind not only creates eyesores but attracts wildlife. Packing a small bag for waste and disposing of it properly makes a big difference. Setting up umbrellas or towels too close to others can limit space, so a few extra feet of clearance helps everyone relax. Finally, ignoring posted signs about protected dunes or fire pits can cause damage, so reading and following those notices preserves the shoreline. These straightforward tips aim to boost courtesy and keep the beach experience enjoyable for all.
A town on the Jersey Shore has joined a growing wave of municipalities that now bar artificial intelligence data centers and immigration detention facilities operated by federal authorities. The decision, reported by NJCom, brings the total of jurisdictions with such bans to more than 25 across the state. Officials cited the projected strain on local power grids, the heavy water consumption, persistent noise, and broader environmental footprints as the primary reasons for the prohibition. By restricting these high-intensity operations, the town aims to safeguard its coastal infrastructure and preserve the quality of life for residents and visitors. City planners noted that data center projects often need dedicated cooling that draws large water volumes, while detention facilities are criticized for resource intensity. The council voted unanimously, marking a clear stance on protecting regional assets. The move arrives as debates intensify nationwide over the balance between technological advancement, national security needs, and community sustainability.
Today, Habitat for Humanity announced a drive to raise $3 million for a new affordable housing project in Whitesboro. The effort is bolstered by Middle Township, which is backing a state grant application that could fund 10 new homes for families in the Cape May County community. Officials say the proposed development would expand the limited pool of low-cost housing options, offering local residents a chance to own or rent stable, quality homes. The grant request, submitted by the township and the nonprofit, targets state funds earmarked for community development. If approved, construction could begin later this year, delivering the first units within the next few months. Supporters hope the infusion of new homes will ease the pressure on families struggling to find affordable space in the area. Local leaders see the project as a step toward long-term stability for the neighborhood. Coming up, we'll celebrate July 6's 250th birthday on the boardwalk and share more local highlights. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Up next, Jake brings the latest local stories that matter to our community.
I'm Jake Callahan. Last Monday, the city of Wildwood turned the boardwalk into a celebration for the nation's 250th birthday. Families and tourists gathered for a day of music, food stalls, and a parade that highlighted local schools and veteran groups. As the sun set, a coordinated fireworks display lit the shoreline, drawing crowds that stretched well beyond the usual summer season. City officials said the event not only honored a historic milestone, but also gave a boost to nearby businesses, with several restaurants reporting higher patronage throughout the afternoon. Organizers noted that the festivities were designed to be family-friendly, with a kids' zone featuring inflatable games and a live-streamed history segment. The boardwalk's usual bustle was amplified, offering residents a chance to enjoy a patriotic gathering without leaving town. Police officers maintained a visible presence along the promenade, and traffic officers helped keep the parking areas flowing smoothly.
Last Wednesday, the city of Wildwood announced that construction will begin later this summer under the fiscal year 2026 New Jersey Water Bank program. The plan calls for a series of shoreline enhancements along Wildwood's beachfront and a parallel upgrade of the town's water and sewer lines. Engineers say the work will raise dunes, add protective revetments, and replace aging pipes, steps aimed at strengthening coastal resilience as sea levels rise. The project is slated to start in early August and is expected to run through the fall, with crews working in phases to minimize disruption for residents and businesses. Funding comes from the state-backed water bank, ensuring no new local tax burden. Officials anticipate the improvements will protect property, support tourism, and modernize essential services for the community.
Wildwood Beach Patrol's after-hours response team pulled 9 swimmers from dangerous surf at Wildwood Beach on June 25th. Lifeguards were dispatched after a beachgoer reported unusually high waves and strong undertow near the North Pier. The patrol arrived within minutes, deploying a rescue board and 2 inflatable tubes to reach each victim. All 9 individuals, ranging from teenagers to seniors, were escorted back to shore and evaluated by on-site medical staff. None required hospital transport. The swift action underscores the patrol's readiness to respond outside regular hours, reassuring residents who often enjoy evening strolls along the water. Officials reminded beachgoers to heed posted warnings and to stay within designated swimming zones, especially when surf conditions turn rough. Patrol volunteers who serve without pay said the teamwork saved lives and reminded everyone that the beach remains open under vigilant watch.
3 brand new electric Volvo trams rolled onto the Wildwoods boardwalk this past May 8th, joining the historic wooden cars that have long carried locals and visitors along the seaside. The addition, reported by NBC 10 Philadelphia, marks the first time the fleet runs on battery power, cutting the carbon output that once came from the older diesel units. For families planning a stroll, the quiet, smooth ride means less engine noise and cleaner air as they watch the ocean. Tour operators say the greener vehicles also help preserve the iconic experience while appealing to eco-conscious travelers. City officials noted the move supports the town's push for sustainable tourism without altering the classic boardwalk feel. Kids on the promenade waved as the sleek cars glided by, adding a fresh buzz to daily walks. Residents can now enjoy the familiar ride with a modern, environmentally friendly twist.
City commissioners gathered on April 16th to debate a possible overnight curfew for the boardwalk. Lawmakers said the proposal aims to curb late-night noise and improve safety after a surge in complaints from residents who say the bustling promenade disrupts sleep. The council heard testimony from local business owners worried about losing evening customers, as well as homeowners describing disturbances from amplified music and rowdy crowds after midnight. Officials stressed the curfew would apply only between midnight and 6 in the morning, leaving daytime and early evening activities untouched. While no decision was reached, the discussion signals a shift toward balancing the boardwalk's nightlife appeal with the quality of life for those living just steps away. Neighborhood groups have organized petitions urging council to set enforcement guidelines. Police say a curfew could simplify patrols and cut incidents along the waterfront.
Now let's get a look at today's surf and sunshine forecast with our weather team.
A mid-latitude trough slides east, pulling cooler air aloft while the jet fuels tomorrow's heat surge. On this date, the town's all-time heat peak hit 88 degrees back in 2013, a mark set during a prolonged ridge that locked the Midwest under scorching sun. The coldest reading, 56 degrees, fell in 2017 when a sudden Arctic dip pushed a polar front far south, dumping frigid air into the region. By contrast, the climatological average for mid-July hovers around 82 degrees high and 74 degrees low. So today's temperatures sit right on the historic high line, while the night will be milder than the record low. The live radar is completely blank across the entire basin, confirming a dry air mass that has been entrenched since sunrise. With the jet stream aloft from the northeast at modest speed, there is no upper-level disturbance to lift moisture. Surface pressure is holding steady near average and slipping slightly lower, reinforcing the subsidence that keeps clouds at bay. Expect clear skies to linger over the city until after midnight, when the next wave approaches. At 6 p.m., the city sits at 81 degrees with a clear sky and a light southerly breeze. The near-average pressure is easing lower, allowing a modest pressure gradient that will keep the air light and dry through the evening. Meanwhile, the jet stream overhead from the northeast is steering any upper-level disturbances well east of the region, so no rain will develop. Overnight, the temperature will dip to 70 degrees as radiational cooling proceeds under clear skies. By sunrise, the high climbs to 88, matching the historic record, as strong solar heating rides on the lingering ridge. UV index will be 9, wind will remain below 16 miles per hour, and there are no active alerts. With the night ending, we now turn to the 5-day outlook. Wednesday erupts into a sweltering 100 degrees under an overcast canopy, as a deepening trough pushes a warm front northward and traps heat near the surface. Thursday eases back to 88 with partly cloudy skies, the pressure beginning to rise and the jet shifting slightly west, allowing cooler air to filter in. Friday repeats the 86 high, but remains overcast, signaling lingering moisture from the previous system. Saturday's high steadies at 81, yet a 30% rain chance appears as a weak low drifts east, bringing scattered showers. Sunday finishes the stretch with a mild 84 and partly cloudy conditions, as the ridge retreats and the flow becomes more zonal. The week's pattern swings from extreme heat to modest relief, with precipitation chances confined to the weekend. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Amazon Music or wherever you get your podcasts.
Up next, a quick traffic glance, today's Sunset Lake Music Series lineup and the flyers, A to Z greatest moments. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
The biggest story on the roads tonight is that there are none. All major arteries are moving freely, with Route 1, Route 45, and County Road 23 reporting smooth flow and no backups. No accidents or construction are holding up traffic, and the usual rush hour bottlenecks have not materialized. Drivers heading toward the boardwalk or the casino area can expect open lanes all the way to the shore. In the suburbs, Route 25 and the Garden State Parkway northbound are clear, with travel times holding steady at usual rates. With no incidents to report, the evening commute should remain unimpeded. Looking ahead to this afternoon, expect the same light conditions as the day has been dry and sunny, so no weather-related slowdowns are on the horizon. That's the traffic picture for Wildwood right now. If you're planning a late-night drive to the Cape May County Ferry, expect the same open conditions, with no reported delays on Route 3.
Wildwood Crest Summer Music Series and Food Truck Festival kicks off tomorrow in Wildwood Crest, bringing live bands and food trucks for music, eats, and family fun. It's the perfect spot for families to dine al fresco while enjoying local talent. The Sunset Lake music series rolls out this afternoon at Sunset Lake, offering a relaxed lakeside soundtrack for picnics and strolls. Bring a blanket and let the melodies drift over the water. The Boardwalk Craft Show is open now along the Wildwood Boardwalk on Rio Grande Avenue, where artisans showcase handmade gifts perfect for a summer souvenir. Stroll the boardwalk and discover one-of-a-kind treasures for friends. Looking ahead, the New Jersey Bronco Invasion revs up on July 17th, delivering high-octane off-road thrills for adrenaline seekers. Gearheads will love the stunt demos and chance to test ride. Grab a coffee, head out, and let the town's rhythm guide your day. And now here's Luke with sports.
Here's the latest on our beloved Flyers and Phillies, plus a standout rookie. Broad Street Hockey uses the off-season lull to launch a Part 1 tribute, ranking the Philadelphia Flyers' most iconic players alphabetically. The feature spotlights 26 surnames, noting recent draft completion, free agency wrap-up, and upcoming contract decisions that could shape the club's future. Broad Street Hockey highlights 19-year-old forward Porter Martin as a premier Philadelphia Flyers prospect. The Peterborough native, a lifelong Flyers fan, impressed after a standout Michigan State stint, and analysts, including The Athletic's Scott Wheeler, view him as the franchise's emerging cornerstone. Phillies Nation reports a devoted Philadelphia Phillies fan honored a promise after outfielder Brandon Marsh secured an all-star berth. To fulfill the pact, Marsh's sister gave the fan a full head shave, turning the celebration into a memorable community moment. Broad Street Hockey's Tuesday Morning Fly-by notes a quiet period for the Philadelphia Flyers as contract talks loom for Jamie Drysdale and Trevor Zegras. Fans are urged to enjoy potential home run moments from veterans like Danny Briere, while awaiting the arbitration outcomes and newcomer Noel Akiri's impact. Phillies Nation covers Kyle Schwarber's electrifying home run derby performance at Citizens Bank Park, where the Philadelphia crowd responded enthusiastically. Schwarber said the experience surpassed his expectations, highlighting his power display amid a lively atmosphere that kept fans on the edge of their seats. Phillies Nation details Bryce Harper's dramatic home run derby entrance, complete with Michael Buffer's iconic announcement. The Phillies star stepped onto a second base platform styled like a boxing ring, climbing a turnbuckle as the Citizens Bank Park crowd roared, creating a standout moment in the All-Star festivities.
St. George's Beach Outlet, right on the Wildwood Boardwalk, is the go-to spot for swimsuits, sandals, and sun-ready accessories. After a quiet early spring, the store saw a surge of sales during the 4th of July holiday week as crowds poured onto the sand. Owner Nancy Salib says the holiday rush lifted the worries she had about early season spending, turning a slow start into a bright outlook for the rest of summer. The extra traffic not only fills the shop's register but also adds life to the boardwalk, keeping nearby cafes and street performers thriving. For families strolling the boardwalk, Nancy's shop is the first stop for a day at the beach, and that makes our summer feel like home. We'll hear how St. George's Beach Outlet is fueling Wildwood's summer momentum after a bustling 4th of July week. Stay tuned.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Inside the atrium of the Wildwoods Convention Center, the scent of popcorn mingles with the clack of glass as families gather for the National Marbles Tournament. Children and tees line up beside seasoned players in their 50s, each holding a smooth sphere polished by years of practice. The tournament, now in its 103 edition, has traveled coast to coast, but this year the town feels a special pulse as old wooden tables are set up in the main hall. A vivid moment captures the spirit. A 5-year-old girl watches an elderly gentleman carefully aim his marble, his fingers trembling just enough to send it spiraling across the lane, drawing a gasp from the crowd. When the marble settles in the center circle, cheers erupt and the girl steps forward, her own marble poised, sharing a grin with the gentleman as they promise to keep the game alive. It's a reminder that a simple marble can link generations, turning a small town into a place where joy rolls forward together. I hope you find a moment today to enjoy the simple pleasure of a marble rolling across a table.
On the sun-kissed stretch of boardwalk that borders the free public beaches of the Wildwoods, families linger long after the tide retreats, umbrellas dotting the sand like colorful flags. Lifeguards in bright red shirts watch over children building towering sandcastles while gulls wheel overhead, and the salty breeze carries the distant hum of a classic surf rock song from a nearby cafe. This morning, a small crowd gathered near the pier as the latest USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards were announced. And when the host named the Wildwoods free shoreline the top beach in New Jersey for the third year in a row, cheers rose like a tide. Local resident Maria Hernandez, who runs the beachfront ice cream stand, smiled and said the honor feels like a gift from every visitor who walks these sands. The community's pride swelled, a shared moment that reminded everyone why they return year after year. Even the sunrise seemed to linger a moment longer, painting the water gold as the crowd dispersed. It's a reminder that the best places are the ones we share together.
Thank you, Wildwood, for joining us on the local sunset. Today's brave beach patrol rescue reminded us of our community's strength. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more local news tomorrow. Stay safe, stay sunny, and see you back here tomorrow night, and keep the boardwalk bright.